You got something to say? You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Fun day today on the program. Thank you, Jeff Kozak, for writing in. And he says, great show again, team. Because it is a team. And wait till you hear who's coming up tomorrow on the 1-year anniversary episode of the Rod Pedersen Show.
So would tomorrow be the first episode of the second year?
Yes.
Right? Second season?
You know the answer to that.
Of course.
Prairie Mobile, the daily poll question for Capital Auto Mall, Universal Collision Center. I don't want to fake these guys out back here. This poll will stand for another 21 hours, but I think we can declare a winner. Kramer is the fave character on Seinfeld, and neither you nor I voted for him. We both voted for Jerry.
Yeah. It's not even close either. Well, 51%
It's
now.
closing up on Facebook?
Yeah, 23 for Jerry, 51 for Kramer.
How do people not love Elaine?
Yeah, she's not getting any love.
I love Elaine. I love them all.
Right.
How does Carlo Koliakovo never watch Seinfeld? What a dork. All he does is watch sports.
Yeah.
And the poll question is up for the rock star of the day for Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions. Eddie Lack, Brennan Batchelor, James Duthie, or Carlo Koliakovo. It's all going to be great. Somebody responded to that already. Oh, it's Zach in Calgary. Says, Eddie Lack, former Flames goalie. Thank you, Zach, for pointing that out. Eddie Lack was great. And just a down-to-earth, normal dude selling real estate in the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix area now. He does not apply to this note that I wrote down here. But I realize why I love CFL players so much is that they do deal in the reality that we all live in. Bills are a thing for them.
Yeah.
Budgeting is a thing for CFL players, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's another thing when this pandemic ends or whatever CFL 3.0 is going to look like. We need to realize that there's nothing wrong with the CFL because the salary is probably going to come down there too. We're talking about the big four. They're going to obviously come down, but the CFL is never going to change from being the blue-collar league that it is. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, we've got a rich history in the Canadian Football League, and it's not the same history or it's not the same brand that the NFL has or the NHL or the NBA, or Major League Baseball for that matter. But it is special to Canadians and that relatability and the fact that we can see these guys at the grocery store and stop them and they're accommodating, and yet they go out and play at an elite level every week. It's a special thing, and I really love it. And I think that's a big part of what Canada is all about. And you're right, salaries will come down a little bit, but the Canadian Football League, I don't feel like is going to go anywhere. I think it's such an important part of who we are and what we do.
Well, like I say, it might fold. I think there's a very real possibility of that. Maybe now's not the time because we're overtime right now, but the CFL will never die. The CFL as we know it now might fold. I think we'd all be in favor of that.
Yeah.
If there was ever a league that needed a reset, it would be the Canadian Football League. But now's not necessarily time for that. It's gotten quiet, though, hasn't it? Because Randy Ambrosie's crew, his medical panel's off working on the safe return to the game. You got the finance committee getting their proposal ready for the federal government. We're not hearing anything, but I'm okay with that. We'll continue to do our talk. We got great CFL guys coming on tomorrow. You go do your thing. We'll go do our thing. I'm fielding a call today from a current CFL player who's probably watching right now, and he wants to call me with some ideas to save the CFL. I told you about it earlier.
Yeah.
I got alumni saying the same thing. Rod, what do we do? And I'm sitting there going, I don't know that it's even my job to do this. There are people in these roles, particularly the CFL head office with the teams, to come up with these things. I hope they're doing it. Mm-hmm. I don't see any evidence of it, however. Do you?
No. But you got to trust that they're working and that they are doing it behind the scenes. But it is refreshing when Randy comes on this show and spreads good messaging and positivity and optimism. And you don't want an update about nothing, but you just want to hear what's going on. And the more we see him, the better we feel.
Well, it's all about trust in terms of trusting that they're doing their jobs. And I have nothing but trust that Randy Ambrosie is doing exhausting every opportunity to get this league on the field this year and be in good shape moving forward. That's his job. We just got to let him do his job. I think that's all, other than to say, well, wait a minute. Korean baseball. Tuesday, you know that they're like a full clock ahead of us.
Yeah.
You've known they've already played Tuesday's games.
Right.
So Clark and Jordan can battle it out because Clark's Bears beat Jordan's Wiz last night, 11-8. You hear a big whoop go up from, where's the sheep falling? My Wyverns beat the Dinos 8-2. I'm not sure we've lost since the players-only meeting last week.
You're on a roll. You're on quite a roll.
Players-only meetings very rarely work, by the way. Usually it's a crappy team. They kick the coaches out and have a players-only meeting, and usually nothing changes, or at least not for long.
Yeah.
But it really seemed to work with my Wyverns. I'd love to have been a fly on the wall in the room that night. You know I'm just completely making this up. But something happened. Your Eagles are sinking like a stone to the bottom of the pool.
Injury troubles. That's what I'm blaming it on.
I was going to say, you're making that up,
our
too.
Our shortstop. Actually, I think the shortstop is out, and he's a big key offensively.
What's his name? You don't know. Look that
Why
up.
you got to do that?
Lions beat Smitty's Twins 2-0. That's a big one because Smitty's Twins were on a roll, our director of scouting, Craig Smith. Mm-hmm. And I think that's all. I didn't write the standings down because they hadn't updated the standings yet. They hadn't updated them yet.
Wow.
But I might have a new favorite. I mentioned Roberto Ramos continues to lead the league in home runs with 10. He plays for the Twins.
Yep.
Second place is Bum Sung Na.
Yeah.
He's got 7 home runs. He plays for the Dinos. And I was kind of coming around on him.
Yeah.
He's a bum. Bum Sing Na. That's his name. But the Wyverns have another guy. His name's Wan Dong Han. I think I'm going to call him the Little Donger. What do you think?
Yeah.
Big Dongers on the shelf for 6 to 8.
Call up the
with
Little
a broken
Donger.
right tibia. Or is it a fibula or tibia, guys? Can we get on that? That's a tibia. Thank you, Clark. Wan Dong Han. Plays for the Wyverns. The Little Donger. Wow. He's got 6 home runs, man.
Not so little.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Listen, we got to get a reporter over there and ask him how he feels about the nickname The Little Donger. Probably not much.
He's bigger than it sounds.
There it is. Donna says, where's the gong? It's right here. Oh, yeah, I've got interviews. I got to come back and do interviews this afternoon. Thanks for the reminder, Clark. Taped interviews here this afternoon. Tomorrow, on our 1-year anniversary episode, we'll have the very first guest we ever had. Gary Lawless of these Vegas Golden Knights will be joining us from Nevada. TSN's Dave Naylor with the latest on the CFL, return to play, and more. Ken Miller. Good morning, Riders. The beloved Grandpa Miller will join us from North Carolina. And Darian Durant, Rider legend, will join us from the T-Dot. That's all tomorrow. It's going to be a really big show. We'll see you at 10 a.m. Mountain right here on Facebook Live.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.